What is up, you nerds? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a bit of an announcement in our hands because I am going to start a new series and a challenge called 100 Days of Data Science. And this has been inspired by a lot of people, especially on Instagram, that I've seen do a 100 Days of Code challenge and document their journey on the app. I want to do the same, but with data science and document it for you on here. This video has kind of two parts. First is why am I doing this and sort of what is the challenge going to be? And the second part, and I'll leave a timestamp, is what the actual plan for this is and how you could participate if you wanted to. And so let's get started with the first part. So what is 100 days of data science? Well, essentially it is 100 consecutive days that I am going to be doing and studying data science. And I've been a data analyst, but I have not been a data scientist. I've studied some data science topics in the past, but haven't gone too much into it. So this is also going to be a good challenge for myself and a learning opportunity for both you and myself. Obviously, the reason that I'm telling you about this challenge is because I want to document this. So I'm going to talk about what you can actually expect about this challenge on this channel a little bit later in this video, so stick around for that. But essentially what I want to accomplish here is I want to build a regular habit of actually studying data science topics. But knowing the fact that I am working full-time on the side of this channel, or more so this channel is on the side of my full-time job, I know that I can't expect myself to necessarily spend hours on hours every single day doing this, so I want to make the threshold for myself to succeed actually very low. For me, that's going to be 15 minutes a day. That means that if I study a data science topic for 15 minutes a day, I will call the day a success in this challenge. So that's going to be my minimum goal, because sometimes after a day or before a work day, I just don't have it in me to study for several hours. So it's more about consistency rather than how far I can go with this. And that is my goal. If you decide to do this, your goal might be different, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So why am I doing this then? I've always been interested in data science and data science subjects. And so I just decided that this is a good time for me to dedicate a bit more time on it. Also do it over a longer period of time so that I don't feel like I need to cram everything into just a few weeks of, a more quiet time at work or whatever that might be. So I decided that 100 days is obviously more than 3 months, which sounds crazy, but I decided that I just wanted to dedicate a little bit more time for that. I've also always been a proponent of sort of future-proofing your career, and obviously I have a lot of transferable skills in project management and data as well, but I feel like data science is something that I'm both interested in and I think would be useful for my future. So that's kind of the perfect combination to start studying to make sure that I have skills that are going to be useful in the future as well. I think all data skills kind of go into this category, but at the same time, this is just something that I'm currently interested in. My reasons don't really stop there. I think it's also really important to be a beginner at something every once in a while. And to me, this is a good one because I've always been just a smidgen scared of the statistics element of analytics, and I've been able to kind of live in an analytics space where I don't have to go into like really hardcore mathematical models and all of that, because I've been sort of in product analytics and systems analytics for the most part. And what that just means is that now I'm also going to be diving a little bit deeper into those topics and the mathematics behind data science as well. And yeah, it kind of scares me a little bit, but I think that's a good thing. Being a beginner and not so good at something keeps you humble and keeps your finger on the pulse of this industry as well, because data is really an industry where the learning never stops. And because of that, I think it's important to just be used to kind of not knowing everything and teaching yourself things. So that's another reason I think this is going to be fun and a little torturous. I'm not gonna lie, announcing to 3,500 people, which is kind of crazy in itself, that I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be documenting this, is hopefully also going to keep me accountable for finishing this challenge. And you have my permission to diss me or talk smack about me in the comments if I don't end up documenting this or finishing this challenge, because I'm promising to do it to you and myself. So full permission to do that if I fail. I'm probably going to regret that later, but that aside, this is just a way for me to become consistent in studying data science topics without pressuring myself too much. So what's the plan then for this challenge, and what can you expect to see on this channel? So the plan is, and you are going to be shocked to hear this because I'm a fairly devout Python girl myself, but I am actually going to be doing this challenge in R. And the reason for that is really only that the R programming language came up in the Google Data Analyst Google Data Analytics Professional Certificate that I'm reviewing for this channel. And yes, the midway point review for the first 4 courses in the specialization is coming. So keep your eyes peeled for that and hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and the, bell notification thingy so that you don't miss the upload. They chose R for the Google certificate, and so I'm going to have to get to know the basics of R anyway. And I figured, you know what, I've been looking at some statistics courses from University of Helsinki anyway, and lo and behold, they also use R on those courses, which I do like the fact that statistics courses use programming to help you grasp the concept, because you can do a lot of things that you couldn't do just with pen and paper in terms of like simulations and such. So that's very exciting. So since all of those already used R, I just kind of figured, you know what, to hell with it, let's just learn a new programming language while at this whole 100 days of data science thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And some of you might already be like, oh, but shouldn't you just stick to one programming language? Isn't that always the advice that gets given to people, that you shouldn't, mix and match before you can master one? And in some ways, probably. In my case, I'm kind of in a point in my career where I'm pretty comfortable teaching myself technical skills. And for me, learning R at this point is more about implementation of concepts rather than trying to necessarily master a full language. It's just a tool to understand the concept. So to kind of separate the two, for me, concepts are just like the overarching ideas and definitions in an industry that can be implemented in various different tools that just happen to be, fit for purpose for that. So a lot of things you can do either with Python or R, some even with other tools. And so for me, it's kind of just like, okay, well, if I learn to implement this in R, how much effort is it going to be for me to learn to do it in Python? Probably not anything that I couldn't accomplish. So it's just a matter of preference, really. But at this point, I figured, you know what, let's take on a new challenge. I could rant about tools and their role in learning data analytics and data science forever. But if you want to hear more about my thoughts about that, I actually just posted on Instagram about it. So here somewhere is the post. And if you want to read more about it, just head on over to my Instagram at youngfemaleinTech. But to get back to the topic of what the plan is. So as I said, I want to do some stats refreshers and some math refreshers for data science. I found a Coursera, I think it's a specialization called Mathematics for Data Science. And so I'll be doing that. I'll link that down below as well if you're interested in seeing what that is. The University of Helsinki stats courses are unfortunately in Finnish, so most of you will probably not be in the target audience for them. But the Google Data Analytics certificate, I'll also link it down below. I'll start with the last courses on that while I also take on some of the math and stats stuff. And then I'm going to move on to there's a Coursera specialization called Mastering Software Development with R that's focused on data science. And so I'm going to do that, also linked in the description, in combination probably with DataCamp. So I have an active subscription to DataCamp because that site's the bomb. It's so good. And so I'm probably going to mix the data scientist with R track with that, because I'm not particularly after certificates or, oh, I hope everything's okay. There's a fire alarm going off in the next door building. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is. Sorry about that. They've been renovating stuff, so it seems to be going off a lot.
One eternity later.
There we go. Thank you. I don't really have a goal of how much I want to accomplish or how many courses I want to get done or any of that, because I've suffered in the past with what I kind of call the learning for status versus learning to learn or studying to learn. For me, studying for status is focusing too much on an outcome that's external. So say like a grade or a certificate or a diploma or whatever. And then studying to learn is more so trying to optimize for the best ways for you to actually retain and be able to retrieve information later. So those two are always competing in my head. I'm trying to put the threshold for myself to actually study to learn and not worry too much about how much exactly I'm actually going to get done in those 100 days, rather than actually learning the stuff that I do cover and not rushing through it just to get to an end of to the end of a course to get a certificate or whatever, or look cool or look like I'm learning really fast. Sometimes I'm not. And so, yeah, there's no goal of how much I want to actually get done. It's more so that I want to stay consistent. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else. I'm sure there are other typees there that have experienced this in the past, especially because the school system kind of teaches you to optimize for grades and game the system a little bit and figure out what's going to be on the exam. And then 2 months after you finish the course, because you optimized for the grade, you don't remember anything about anything on the course. And I'm actually pretty excited to learn R. I haven't studied a new programming language in a while, probably after I started learning Python a couple years ago, and so it's kind of exciting. I really like it, and so maybe I can then review for you from experience which one I actually like better, Python or R. But what you can expect on this channel from this challenge is a weekly vlog, I hope. That's my goal, is to vlog and explain what I'm learning and sort of cover my progress throughout this challenge in the ups and the downs. And that's hopefully going to be my Thursday upload for about 14 weeks, because that is how many weeks approximately fit into 100 days. And I hope that you'll join me on this journey. If you would love to do this yourself, you can basically pick a data science topic or a data analytics topic and a course or several courses that you want to pursue during this time. I almost would suggest doing something similar and picking like how much a day you target studying, probably a little bit, so that you don't get overwhelmed. And if you do more, it's just a bonus, but you can feel a little bit successful every day if you actually accomplish that tiny nudge forward in the direction that you want to go into. Basically, if you want to do that and you want to join, leave a comment down below, because I'd really want to know if we're doing this together. But then basically just Google 100 days from the date that you are essentially targeting to start. I'll leave the dates that I'll be doing this right here, because I'll be starting on Monday, May 10th officially. I think 100 days from that is like probably like August 17. I'm gonna put the dates here because I don't remember, but it's in August, around mid-August, and that sounds crazy because we're in May, but such is life. This year has already gone past so fast, and that rhymed in a very weird way. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I hope you join, just because I think it'd be fun. I'll also be sharing some of my progress on Instagram, as I already mentioned. So if you're not following me there, still a shameless plug to go follow me. I'm almost at 10K, just so close. So if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. But yeah, that's my plan for 100 days of data science. And then on Mondays, I'm hopefully going to be doing my usual sort of sit downs and talking about working in tech and some other data topics and project management and all of this other stuff. So hopefully from next week, you're actually going to be seeing 2 videos a week from me. So that's exciting. Anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to cover today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're excited for this challenge, because I am, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!